Good evening, everyone. Please, I believe you can hear me.
Yes, we can. I can hear you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. So, good evening, everyone. I welcome every one of us to another session tonight on the Bezalel webinar. I also want to celebrate and welcome every special guest that we have here tonight. And without wasting much of our time, we're going to kickstart right away. So, and before we proceed, can we just have a few words of prayer together? Our Heavenly Father, will bless you for this wonderful moment to say, be thou exalted in the name of Jesus. Thank you. And Lord, we commit the program into your hands that even as you go, that you go with us in the name of Jesus. That you help us learn, you help us see what you have us see in this program in the name of Jesus. And at the end of it all, you alone be glorified. Thank you, Father, because you've answered our prayer. For in Jesus' mighty name have we prayed. Amen. All right. So, good evening once again, everyone. So it's so good to have every one of us here, and I promise and I'm assuring you that it's definitely going to be a wonderful time tonight as our guest speaker is already loaded with quite a lot of things. So just get your pen and your jotter and try to get a good location with a stable network and follow along. So I welcome us all once again. And so, very quickly, I would just like to do a few introduction of those that we have here. And sorry. So, let me just start by introducing our founder and director at Bezalel Design Academy in the person of Mr. Oyewole Aanuoluwa. We can celebrate him. We can celebrate him for that. And then we also have here tonight our special guest for tonight's webinar in the person of Ark Ifeoluwa Akande. So tonight, what we are considering is the art of client retention. I'm very sure we all here we are remote workers, freelancers, and all sort of things, and client retention plays a very vital role in this in the community. And tonight we'll be having our speaker in person of Ifeoluwa Akande share with us some of the tips for client retention, how we can turn a one-time customer into lifelong patrons, things that we ought to do and we ought not to do when engaging our clients in so as to retain clients and also show our professionalism. So very quickly before we have him come up, so I'd just like to do a few introduction. So please let's follow along. So Ifeoluwa Akande is a visionary architect, entrepreneur, and academic. Okay, so with over a decade of experience in architecture practice, holding first and second degree in architecture, Ifeoluwa is a registered member of the Architect Registration Council of Nigeria (ARCON) and ARCON and the Nigerian Institute of Architects (NIA). In addition to his architectural expertise, Ifeoluwa has successfully explored other creative ventures including fashion design, interior design, furniture business. His passion for innovation and growth has recently led him to expand into real estate, where he is making significant strides. As an academic and researcher, Ifeoluwa's focus lies in emerging trends and technologies in professional practice. His research endeavors aims to bridge the gap between traditional methods and modern innovation, driving progress in the field. Beyond his professional pursuits, Ifeoluwa is driven by a commitment to community development and service. In his free time, he conceptualizes initiatives that promote positive change and growth. As an unrepentant optimist, Ifeoluwa embodies a contagious enthusiasm and dedication to his work, inspiring those around him to strive for excellence. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, can we just jam our hands together as we welcome Ifeoluwa Akande once again? So, just right before we have him come up for his session, I would just like to hand over the mic to the host for tonight's webinar in the person of Mr. Aanuoluwa Oyewole.
Good evening, everybody. It's really a great delight to have everyone present and a great honor to be hosting today Architect Ifeoluwa Akande. Architect Ife has been a great mentor and motivation to me over the years, and he has been a big part of what we do at Bezalel. So, guys, it's a great honor to have with us Architect Ife. His words are very gracious and full of wisdom, and there's no better time to have him. There's no better time to discuss client retention, and there's no better person to discuss client retention at this time than Architect Ifeoluwa Akande. Please join me to welcome him while he go ahead for his presentation. Thank you, sir, for joining.
Good evening, everyone. Please confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Oh, okay. Good evening, everyone. So let me sincerely appreciate Bezalel Group for this opportunity, and then I would like to also appreciate the team for all the beautiful initiatives and impactful programs that you have been organizing from time to time. Well, I want to believe that essence of a business is for profit making. Well, except for people who run non-governmental organizations, NGOs that are into probably community development services where you render service without looking forward to getting anything from it. But for every business, aim of every business is to make profit or to make money. I want to believe we are on the same page here. Now, if we are talking about the heart of client retention, the reason why we are talking about it is to see that if we have a business going on, that will get patronage. Now, it is important I mention this before I go on, that for any business that will be around for a long time, customer retention ability is one of the signs and requirement. So what that means is that if you have an idea, you have turned it into a business or to a product, or you have a skills that you want to be selling in exchange for a fee, if you don't have ability to retain clients or customer, such a business might not last. So it's important that everyone who is into a business will maintain that ability. So by client, we are only referring to a person that seeks your advice, your expertise, your services, your professionalism, or you have a product you are selling and you get somebody who seeks to buy the product that you are selling. So a client, a customer is used interchangeably depending on the kind of goods or services that you render. For some of us who are creatives here, who are people who are in architecture, people who are in graphics design, people, so we most times refer to our customers as client. So it's about the same thing we are talking about when we say client and when we say customer. So if I may ask all of us a question, when was the last time you tried to determine why your customers return back or don't return back? Is there anyone around us who has done that before? That you have checked why your clients, why they keep coming back to you, or why some of them don't come back to you? Is there anyone here who can tell us if you have done that in the past? Hello? Hello?
Sir, we can hear
Sir,
you.
we can hear
Actually,
you.
we can't add everybody to the screen, but we can make use of the chat session.
Okay. Now I get. Oh, okay, then the reason why I'm asking is to be sure that some of us from time to time we are able to check and see the reason why our customers or our clients, why they keep coming back, or why some of them don't get back to us. Because honestly, it's important to do that from time to time. That will allow you know or determine the things you have done the right way and the things you have not done the right way. So it's important for you to diligently seek to know why your customers. So in order not to waste our time, quite understood what we are here to discuss. And if we are able to follow through, I can assure you that you'll be able to determine why your customers or your clients come back, or why some of them don't come back, if you follow through the 10 points that I'm going to be discussing. And at the end of it, if you are able to answer some of the questions as I'll be asking and providing answers, then you should be rest assured that you know why your clients will always come back and why they don't come back. And if you are able to understand why they don't come back, then that's an edge for you to sit up and re-strategize so that they will be coming back. What are your clients' needs and expectations? Is the first thing that you must understand as a service provider. Is the first thing. If you really want your customers or clients to keep coming back to you, you must understand your clients' expectations. You are not a musician that can just go into studio and sing. Definitely, you see your fans. But if you are selling anything, you already identified a product or a service or a skill that you sell, you must also diligently understand the expectation of your client. And what that simply means is that by understanding their needs, it means you can tailor your services to meet their specific requirements. And to achieve that, you must be a good listener. You must be able to ask relevant questions. You must be able to also make sure that the information you get from them, you use it to redevelop your product. So if you are the type that feel that no, I've given it my best and I don't have to follow up and know how my client feels or how my customer feels, then you might be missing it. So it's important for you to know their expectation and be able to surpass the expectation. Like that, such a client or customer will come back. Number two is, how exceptional is your quality of service? That is also important for you to be able to diligently monitor. You must be able, you must have some yardstick that you use to measure how exceptional or the quality of your work, because definitely you have competitors. You can't be the only one selling a particular product. If you are the I doubt, you can't be the only one rendering a particular service. Like some of us who are architects, some of you are graphics designers. There are a lot of people who are in the same business with you. So your ability to monitor or to deliver a quality service is it will go a long way in retaining some of these people who are you have by chance have contact with, and they are now patronizing you. So if you are able to deliver a quality service, you are able to exceed their expectations. And by expectations, you should understand that by expectation, we are referring to three things. We are talking about quality, we are talking about timely delivery, and we are talking about professionalism, or sometimes you can replace it with cost depending on situation. Most clients, when they come for a service or for a product, they are looking at getting the best possible quality. They also want to ensure that they get whatever they are buying from you on time. Like, let's say for instance, if you are a fashion designer, I was once a fashion designer, most clients will come back if they know that, okay, I need my cloth on Thursday, but you keep delivering on Wednesday or a Tuesday before that Thursday. So they are rest assured that you are not going to be disappointing them. Every client wants to believe that whatever want to go back to a professional that gives them the same product at a very cost effective price when they compare to other vendors. They want to go back to such a service provider. The third one is, how transparent are you in your communication with clients? Some of us take some things for granted. We feel my client doesn't have to know about this, it's my business. No, it is your responsibility to maintain effective communication with your clients, your customers, and be effective. You ensure you always address any misunderstanding or prevent any misconception. Clients can be funny. So, but by the time you keep, giving them relevant information, you keep communicating with them, you keep ensuring that there's no misconceptions. If there's going to be a change in whatever their brief is, you should be able to go back to them and let them see why there's need for the change. Like that, client too or customers will feel they are part of process of whatever service you are delivering to them, and there's tendency that such client will want to come back to you. The fourth thing that I will mention here, some of us might disagree with me, but it's important. If you really want to keep your client or customer, you should learn to show appreciation. Don't have that the feeling of I'm actually why do I need to appreciate somebody that I'm selling something to or that I'm offering a service to? After all, they cannot render the service to themselves. That's why they need you. No, you have to learn to show appreciation and gratitude to your client and customer. There are a lot of service providers, there are a lot of vendors, there are a lot of, like I mentioned, there are a lot of people that do the same business that you do. But for these people to come to you, to come and patronize you, they deserve to be what to be appreciated. So sometimes you can send them thank you note. Sometimes you can customize a thank you card and deliver to your customers and clients. Even some corporate organizations, they do it. See some banks, they ensure that their big clients, people who have good money, some branches, some they send gift to them on their birthdays. They send gift to them on special occasions like Christmas and like that, which is important. Such a client will feel appreciated. Such a client will feel loved, and there's tendency that such a client or customer will come back to you. So you should learn to give exclusive offers and discounts to your customers, to clients who are regular. Sometimes when they come, you already tell them, oh, okay, this is the price, but we are going to be giving you a discount this time around because you have been good to us. Like that, they feel appreciated, and there's tendency that such clients or customers might want to come back. Another thing that is important that I mentioned, but we can call it the fifth point, is ability to act on feedback. Remember, I mentioned communication as one of the things that we must do. Then you must also have ability to act on feedback. Don't get carried away. I know most of us already have routine. We already have everything mapped out. We have templates that we work with. We already have, but it's important for us to act on feedback that we get from clients or customers, and we should be able to use some of this information to, you know, work around our product to embed, to show some of this feedback we get from them. Like that, they feel they are important too. They feel, yeah, we value their opinions, and there's tendency that such a customer and client will come back to patronize us. Now, the sixth one, just like the fourth one that I said, some people might disagree with me. The sixth one too is important, which is invest in your employee. Yeah, some of us run businesses that cannot be one man. That you need to collaborate with others, or you need to employ some subordinate to work with you, or even people that know better than you. You know, sometimes you employ them and they are part of your business. It's important that you invest in their satisfaction. Your customers or your clients, they are your employees, they are as important as your customers or your clients. Most people don't understand this concept, and that is why sometimes the work for them gets stressful, because people you are working with are not satisfied, and they won't be able to deliver effectively. They will not be able to see it as their work. If they are well treated, if your employees are well treated, if you treat them the way you treat your customers, definitely they see the work as their own, and they too will be able to develop quality products for that will satisfy your client, and that will be a win-win for you. You have good employees that are able to take care of your client or customers, and the clients who will be able to return back to patronize you. So that will be a win-win for you. The seventh one is still about your employees. We must all learn to empower our employees to make decisions. Unless you don't want to grow your business, unless you are looking at maybe a kind of mediocre business or a job that you don't want it to grow beyond you. If you are looking at a business that will grow beyond you, then you must be able to empower your employees to make decisions. Because most times you might not have that one-on-one contact with your client or customer. So these employees, they will now become more or less like you, your representative, to relate directly with these clients and customers. And like that, you will not have anything to be worried about because you have empowered them to make decisions. If they are well trained, like we mentioned in the sixth point, that you employ in their satisfaction, you invest in their satisfaction, you invest in training them, in develop their skills, then you will not have any problem in empowering them to make decisions that affect your business in the area of client retention. And the eighth point I'll also talk about is the same way we said we must appreciate our uh, client, is the same way there must be a reward template for our employee. The moment you discover that this particular employee is contributing a lot to this business, to these services, bringing brief. Some employees can actually bring brief instead of them to cut corner and go and meet your client. They come, they bring brief for you, they bring customers, they bring client. There must be a reward template for such employees. Like that, you boost their morale. Like that, you boost their confidence. Like that, you challenge other employees, and everybody begin to want to work at their best, because definitely they will already be thinking about reward. Everyone works so that they can get paid or get better paid. So if we have a good reward template for our business, then that will also help in developing employees that have that sense of okay, this business is my own. And definitely that will also affect our client retention. Then the ninth one is that we should learn to foster positive company culture. This is important. When we say culture, I know it's a big word. By culture, it simply means the way of doing things in your company. And I can bet it with you that you, as the founder or as the main person in that business, you have a role to play, serious role to play, because it's whatever you sell or you send to the people around you that work with you, that they also transfer into people who come into that your circle, whether your client, your customer, or whoever they are getting in contact with. So it's important for every business to have that positive company culture. And when we say culture, we are talking about how you are able to train people into the culture of collaboration. You are able to train people into the culture of innovation, into the culture of creativity, so that when challenges arise in the business, they are able to manage it. They are able to collaborate with one another. They are able to solve problem innovatively and creatively. Like that, nobody how they sees the problem around the business, and that will keep building the sense of confidence for your client. When client and customers, they don't see any problem around you, or they don't lose that sense of confidence in coming back to you. They know that whatever business they are doing with you is safe, and they can always come back. The 10th one, which is probably the last one before I allow us probably ask question or I summarize, is that we must learn to track client retention metrics. I was asking us initially that how many of us, or when was the last time that you tried to determine why your client or customer stick around? So if you have not been doing that, there's tendency that you might be losing some clients or customers if you don't track your client retention metrics. You must learn to do that. And by tracking, we are talking about how you are able to track your customer satisfaction. Do you just deliver your job and you leave your client to go, or you find a way around getting feedback? How satisfied are they? You should have that type of template where you know that whenever you deliver a job, you also follow it up to getting to know whether your customers are you need to do better to nice you. Subsequently, you realize that it's only 6 of them that returns back. Uh, another month, 8 people patronize you, 7 of them return back. Another month, if you are able to monitor it, you now be able to check, to do that kind of SWOT analysis. Okay, what did we do well in January? The strength of January. What didn't we do well? How you created the opportunities. The threat around the business. By the time you are able to see to all of this, it helps you build the business better. And the more you build the business, the better quality you deliver, the more you are able to track your client satisfaction and retention rate, the better for the business. Because by so doing, you will be able to plan ahead that the last time when we did this was the result. So subsequently, if we do this, we'll get a better result. If you run a business that does not have templates for all of these, you might not be able to monitor the growth of the business. You will just be like a blind person, moving. You will not be able to monitor the growth, and you might think you are growing, because most of us who are freelancers, we like a one-man business, and as far as you are busy, you think you are doing well. But what should be the focus of every business is to get to a level where you are doing less, but you are delivering more. And what does that mean? It means that you have built the business to the level where you have a lot of people around you working with you, and you people are doing more, and you are still attracting as many customers as you can attract, and it will still look like you are the same person delivering the job. So for a business, for any business that will be around for a long time, trust me, the customer retention ability is nothing to joke with. It's important, because it's only when your customer, when they come back, that you can be sure and be rest assured that your business will grow. And if you run a business where you have to pay people salary, and your clients are not coming back, or customers are not coming back, there's a problem already. Because there might be a month where you might not be able to pay, to be able to pay salary, because you don't get enough patronage for the month. So it is something that one must plan well, because it affects how we grow. So in summary, like I said, we must understand our clients' needs, and that is, if you understand it, you'll be able to deliver beyond the quality. You must be able to deliver exceptional service and quality, and you must be transparent in your communication. You must show appreciation and gratitude to your client. Don't take it for granted. Then act on feedback. Then invest in your employee, invest in their skills. Let them be satisfied, because they are the representative of that business. They are as important as your client. Empower your employee to make decisions, so that when the business grows beyond you, you see how people can make decisions that will not affect you negatively, but positively. And there must be reward for every employee who are doing well. Then, like I also said, that we must have a positive culture of collaboration, innovation, and creativity. Then we must track our client retention. So thank you so much. I want to believe that if we have questions, we'll be allowed to ask, so that I can attend to it. Thank you so much for the time. I believe we have learned one or two things.
Yes, thank you very much for that amazing section. Thank you very much. In fact, me personally, I've learned quite a lot of things, and I believe and I know so well that quite a number of people have, jot some things as well. So we'll be opening the floor for questions now. Uh oh, I think he just dropped off. Pending when he joins, so that I can bring you up stage and you can ask your question.
Okay, I think I want to open the floor for the questions. Um, to
All
start
right,
with,
fine.
thank you so much, sir. I wasn't expecting anything less. Like I earlier said, that every moment with you is always full of wisdom and very insightful. Thank you for the wonderful presentation again.
Thank you.
And talking about client retention, ensuring that our clients come back, and many more. You said so much about feedback. But sir, what happens when we get negative feedbacks? I'm sure because we are human beings, because of employee factor, maybe the Olushola, that's, Pastor Shola, one of the CCI pastors, he earlier shared one of his experience when the business was growing, and then he needed to take in more staff. Now, it took time for him to replicate who he is in the staff. So within that period, the client satisfaction drops. So within these experiences, within these times, how do we manage negative feedback? because we are humans, there could be chances of imperfections. Now we are going to get feedback. How do we manage these feedbacks when they are negative? The positive ones are always delightful. Oh, I enjoyed your cake. Oh, lovely designs and all that. But how do we manage the negative?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. Now, when we said it's important for us to get feedback, we are not only referring to positive feedback. Definitely, feedback will come. You people who are less satisfied will definitely. What do I mean by this? For every people have vision that my business will in one day, someday, be bigger than me, should be able to have plan, expansion plan. And when you already have expansion plan, you already have what you can call the template for the culture of the company somewhere by the side. It's even better these days because you can buy a lot of template online. You know, and when you buy those templates, all some of these things or most of these things are already mentioned inside. So you can prepare for the days when the business will be bigger. And the moment you start employing people, the first thing you are doing to them is it's more or less like you are baptizing them into what the culture of the business is. I'm not saying it will be perfect. I'm not saying there will not be problem. It is also important for us to have that level of emotional intelligence where we can manage negativity. You don't expect to run a business and get positive feedback always. There will always be a time, or there will sometimes be period where we might likely get some negative energy. But it's important for business to also have that shock absorber and that intelligence to be able to manage it and return back. And you don't leave such a client to just wander away like that, because it's also our responsibility to ensure that we correct the notion, so that we are not like that. We are sorry for this, we will make it up to you. It's important we try as much as possible to make it up to the person. And please, for every business, I'm not saying we should not give chance to our employees. The moment you correct an employee and you realize that this person is not open to correction, uh, no, I don't think an employee in your company should be a tree. It's We should learn to also let go of people who are not willing to learn or grow with us in the business. So that's what I feel.
Okay, thank you, sir. Guys, so please send in your questions using the comment section. We'll take them. Our moderator is very much active and is checking the comment sections now.
Okay. So while we're still waiting for others to send in their question, I think I also do have a question, and my question is that okay. So I've noticed, or let me say, I've observed over time that certain clients, right? Let's say they give you their project, and then you give them a quotation of this is how much your project or your whatsoever is going to cost, and this and that and that. But apparently they couldn't pay up to that. And in cases for, like, let's say, like designs or yeah, let me just use design basically. There's chance that okay, you can just look at what can I do for this client, and let's say okay, there's a way I can actually subsidize the price, though the amount or the price I'm taking still does not really meet up with what I should have collected. But first time, and then for client retention. But over time, let's say you've noticed that this person does not really pay up to the required amount. And from my observation, most of these clients are always the ones that are quite particular about reviews, all those things, and at times it can just be so annoying. So for such type of people, and looking at the fact that I don't want to reduce the standard of my work, so that because most people that see the work outside, they will not know that it's the clients that are underpaid. They will think it's the designer or the person that did the work that is not good enough. So most times, what would you advise that we do? Is it that we should just let clients like that go, or uh, what like from your own experience, I just want to learn, is it just advisable to just let such clients go, or still take the job and maybe not putting the required, like, I mean, too much energy into it? Now I'm just saying from different standpoint of how you can think about it, looking at the fact that okay, you're trying to, take jobs. Let's say you even need money at that time, and a lot of things that can just come with newbies starting out their design journey or whatsoever software journey and also things like that. So what will you advise that we do to such kind of people? That's the first question. And then the other question, which is like something that happened to someone that I know personally, it's how that at the early stage of the person's career, the person do volunteer and do work for people just to show them that, oh, I'm actually quite good with this thing. So let me just volunteer, let me do free jobs for you so that you can notice. But it's now getting consistent in the sense that every time they are just bringing job. Even at times, it looks as though the person bringing the job actually collected a certain amount from the let's say the firm or whatsoever, the person that gave the job to them. But due to the fact that they see the person as someone that we can just go and meet, and this guy is good, and it's getting too much already. So in such case as well, what will you advise that we do in such cases? Just like cut ties with such persons, or so you can just
Okay. Oh, okay. I understood your question. Thank God I've been in these shoes, the cheap client and the free job. And I'm going to quickly share a real life experience to answer the second question, the free job, and then I will now move to the first one. Now, in my early days, around my NYC period, I was somewhere in Abia State with my roommate. We're serving together. My roommate in the university. So I was serving somewhere, he was serving in Abia, so I went there to meet him. So we sat somewhere, and one guy approached us because we were holding on to a drawing. And one guy approached us like, do you guys do anything about architecture? So we're excited. Like, yes, sir, we are architects, we are graduate of architecture and all. And he said, I want us to the same place where we were sitting. I think we realized that the guy was the owner. And I said, we like us to help him do landscape design, that we should do design on this one. And my friend was more active. Me, I was the reserved person. And my friend was already telling him, oh, guy, you go pay us. So, this one is not cheap. And the guy now says, see, I'm not willing, that it's not even in my plan to even do these things because I saw you guys. You can just help me sketch something and this one, that one. So my friend was like, no, 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 you cannot do it. So me, I told him that, yeah, this guy said we should sketch now. Let's sketch and tell him, but we must ensure that we tell him the cost implication of the job, but that we are doing it for him for free. Do you understand what I've just done? That we are going, this work that you have asked us to do for free, we'll do, but we'll first let him know the cost implication. That but for anybody to do this type of job for you, this is what they were meant to charge. And we do the sketch, we gave him, and we left. About 6 or 7 months later, we're not going to the place again because it was like a public place, like a restaurant bar kind of. And we returned back to find out that the guy already became the commissioner for works in Abia State that time. And that was it for us. We met the guy again, and we're getting big, big jobs from him. Now, the impression we created the day that we met him, yes, that we could offer him free job, but the job was not free. We just did it. We already created that impression that subsequently, if you see us, we'll collect money from you. But something that we did not fail to do is that we ensure that we delivered quality job, that he was still able to reckon with us when we looked for him and to ask for better job. So don't allow anything to make you reduce the quality of your delivery. You can reduce quantity of job. If I was meant to do 4 sheets of paper for you and you are not paying, I can tell you, no, I can only do one view for you. I cannot, or you are not paying me well. I can tell you that I can only do one view. I cannot do many views. So you cannot be free job is not something you can be doing forever. You have to foot your own bill. Okay. And for the cheap client, it's about the same thing. Cheap clients are always the ones that are problematic. They will beg you to do this job at so price, but by the time you agree, trust me, they will give you headache. It's a constant, in fact, It is what everybody has experienced. So it's not like I'm trying to be careful. There is nothing wrong if you are a newbie. You need to prove to people that you can deliver a job. Just like one of my boys recently last week was telling me, I connected him with a client and the conversation. So I told him that please do it at this price so that I can prove to them you can do the job. I know they have a lot of job, but make sure you let them know that this price they are asking for is not what you can be doing, but you want to do this so that to build relationship. And trust me, they gave him the job, and then subsequently, I'm sure they will give him another. But the first one is collecting is just an avenue to prove that I can deliver. Subsequently, you will not be willing to do, rather, I will direct them to go elsewhere because you have already proven, you have laid that foundation, you have already proven to them that you have the quality and they can't get the same thing you are offering them. So that's the wisdom that we use. You don't say because a client is not paying enough that you reduce your quality. It is better not to do such a job. I hope I've been able to attend to the question.
Yes, sir. You've answered very well. Thank you very much, sir. Sorry, I'm not sure if I pronounced this name right. Egalitarian. I don't know if that also answered your question. Let me just bring you up stage.
Yeah, yeah. This egalitarian.
Okay.
Egalitarian. He has answered my question. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, is there any question from anybody before we close the window? You can just signify in the chat section if you have a question. Okay, all right. So subsequently, if you still have question, you can just always send it to the community group, as you know, it will be attended to. So maybe you know, as time goes on, you just have anything you need clarity about or question. Okay, so you can just send it to the group and then we can treat it. So we also have a question here, sir, and it says, is there any proof that discount or low price keep clients? Okay, yeah, and maybe okay, it's charging less than one's competition. So let me just add to that a bit, maybe from my experience as well. I'm sorry, one's competitors. So there was a time, right, that I had an experience with a client, and you know, being the first time, I was thinking, let me do this thing for a lower price, and apparently there was someone else who was engaging the client, and then it's oh, okay, I think you dropped off the call. I don't know if you heard what I said, sir.
Yes, I'm listening. No, I'm hearing.
Okay, so apparently the person now give a higher price, like that is quite higher than the price I gave. But in the client's mind, I think what he was thinking was that the person that gave the higher price is more professional because of the price, and the person that gave the low price is just trying to, make small money, or I don't know how best to explain it, but I believe maybe there are people that have also been that have experienced something like that before. So the question is that, is there any proof that discount or low price actually keeps clients, like charging less than your competitors?
Okay. Now, it's important that I clarify this confusion. And I'm going to also quickly share a real life experience. And I also don't want to sound too religious, but I can tell you that it's also important to be sensitive in dealing with clients. There's a difference between a client you have been working with and a new client. They are two different persons. So when we talked about giving discount, we were making reference to a client who has been coming back. He already knows your quality, he knows the price of your job, but one time he approaches you for a job. I say, sir, oh, okay, but I'm giving you discount on this. You have built that relationship. He already knew what your price was meant to be, but you are offering him a discount because he's a regular. It's different from a new client. Now, uh, sincerely, I did a job with some of my partners, I think last year or thereabout. We won the job because our price was higher than our competitor. And I will tell you what happened. The first time we met the client, when I met the client, and then the guy that connected us with the client, a furniture and interior job that we just did in Ijebu, the guy that connected us already hyped the client that, oh, he likes quality, oh, it is, but he doesn't like to pay. Now in my head, I already registered that for this client, quality is non-negotiable. Although he has created the impression for everyone around him that is cheap. But from all they have said about him, I've realized that quality is non-negotiable. So I told my guys that if we are going to do this job at all and we don't want to run into trouble, we should be careful the prices we give this guy. Because if we charge cheaply, we are not going to be using our money to do this job. It means we want to cut corners too. And at the end of the day, we run into trouble and we'll fight. So I told them that our price, even though underground too, we already saw the prices that the other competitor gave, submitted. So I said, no, we are not going to be doing that because we need the job. Let's give the client the real cost, because the designs that we sent is why he invited us. So when we went for the meeting, the guy is screaming, where do you want me to buy? Say, sir, with what you have put up here, you really need a quality job to match up. So we cannot. And trust me, he gave us the job. That's just by the way. Now, for clients like that too, the other guy that submitted has been working with him for a long time, that submitted the other quotation. But he was scared when he saw our own price and our design. And that is why I was particular about ability to convince your client that you can deliver. The design that we sent, the way we presented it, because of our experience too, there is no way such a client will not want to work with us, even though we have shown him that our prices are higher. So you must have that ability to convince your client that you can deliver the job beyond any reasonable doubt. If you give your some of these, like what I always tell people around me, clients that have money, they also have sense. Clients that have money, that you know that this my client that has money, they have sense. So they have, it's not even easy to make money, you know that already. So if you give such a client ridiculously cheap price, it will not patronize you. So when we are talking discounting, we must also be careful about it, and we must be sensitive to be sure that we are making the right decision while dealing with our clients. I want to believe I've answered the question.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. That actually answered the question. So thank you very much for that, sir. And thank you very much, everyone, for staying along and for asking questions. And like I said, you can still always send your questions to the community group, and it will definitely be tended to. So thank you once again for joining. Thank you very much, sir, for your time and for every of the points that you've shared.
Welcome.
We really do appreciate. So would just like to hand over the mic to our director for any other thing.
Hello, thank you, Bukola. And I want to express great gratitude to everyone who has joined and stayed till now. And more importantly, to our speaker, Aktetifе. Thank you so much for the wise words you shared. Thank you for the
You're
experience
welcome.
to home the point more than definitions. And that's why I said earlier that there's no better time to discuss client retention than now, and there's no better person to discuss client retention than our amigo Ifeoluwa Akande, who is filled of wisdom and great experience in this. Thank you so much, sir, and we hope to have you with us.
Welcome.
All right, so guys, I just sent our community link to the chat. If you are not there, please join so that you can ask other questions. We'll reach out to the speaker and he will provide answers. More importantly, this video will be posted on our YouTube channel. Please watch out for it, like, and engage, share with friends and families, and please do well to make comment. We want to know how well you enjoyed this session, how insightful it is. Please make your comments and we'll be glad to engage also. If you are willing to learn graphic design, feel free to join our community. We have more insightful sessions coming. If you're already a graphic designer and you're looking forward to upskill, please feel free to join the community. We have sessions for not just the intermediate or those that are willing to join to start graphic design, but even experts like we just did today. Thank you again for joining, and we'll be drawing curtain of this session now.